Safriana Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide. If by some chance you've stumbled on this and you don't know who I am, this is a part of the Butterfly Immersion that I'm currently running. And today is time for me to drop in for my collective energy update to give to those that are participating in the immersion itself. But I am also just feeling called to share it with anyone that might need to hear it. So, what I'm going to do today is just share what has really been sort of floating around in spirit, what I've been sensing into lately, what I've seen in the collective work that is coming forward within our little micro collective. And I'm going to draw some cards that are from the Angels Ancestors um, deck by Kyle Gray. So my my first observation, again, we're in Chrysalis week, and my first observation is simply the nature of divine timing at this time. It has been so heightened, the synchronicities, the signs, the people coming together, the worlds colliding, all of that has been so predominant for so many people that I know, as well as just my own personal experience of what these last few weeks have really felt like for me. So, since eclipse season, so right now it is October 27th, 2023, as I'm speaking right now. But since the eclipse that happened earlier in this month, and we have another full moon eclipse coming up this weekend, it's just been this sort of gauntlet, this vortex gauntlet of energy upgrades coming through extremely fast and powerfully, and upgrades coming through very clearly, but also not without a lot of shadow alchemy. And that's where the next sort of divine timing piece comes in. Not only is there all this stuff going on with the moon, just this very potent and powerful symbolism, but there has also been so much symbolism in the time of year that we're literally in Samhain season, the witch's new year. If you're not familiar with that, and the wheel of the year traditions, October 31st into like November 2nd is Samhain. It is the new year. It's the turnover point between life and death. It's where we get to go into our rebirth. And so as we are going into what we consider on our modern map the end of the year, it's actually a beginning in an alchemical and a magical and an earth-based sense. And at least for those of us in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, I know you've got a different part of your cycles going on right now, but there is such a powerful symbolism for that for me and most of the people that I'm around, because most of my people I'm constantly interacting with are in the northern hemisphere. But I digress. Samhain is when this veil is very, very thin between the earth realms and the other worlds. And we can get a lot more powerful astral downloads at this time. We can get a lot more personal clarity a lot more quickly right now. We can talk to our guides with more clarity right now if you're willing to sort of dive in. And I'm going to just check. I've been over here pulling cards as I've been talking. So autumn is coming through, which this is, I mean, Samhain, right? This death, release the old and rest. We're being called right now collectively to just to let go of the war paradigms, the othering, the separation, the abuse, the toxicity, to let go of unforgiveness, to let go of these outdated, completely unnecessary conflicts that we have as a human species right now. We need to let it go. And we let that go first by releasing the battle within ourselves, the war within ourselves, the judgment of ourselves, because that is what we end up turning outward towards other people and harming one another with. It's time for us to harness our mystic power, the high priestess, uh, archetype is coming through right now. And she's saying it's time for you to use the gifts that you have been given, because these gifts were given to you for a reason. And yes, society and authority may have tried to stomp it out in the past, but yeah. Oh, I see. The battle is big for me, says somebody. Yes. This is a huge, all of this, releasing the old, stepping out of these old paradigms, harnessing the magic within us, the mystic, the divine, right? Whatever your belief system is, you have access to gifts and you know it, right? And we can't keep playing small. We have to trust we have to trust our instincts. The animal kingdom is here very strongly right now. A lot of animal guardians have been coming forward for people that I've been working with. Fox and wolf, giraffe, uh, turtle, all kinds of animal spirits are coming forward. So listen to right now who is speaking to you. And on this card, we have owl, we have raven, we have panther, we have deer. So if any of those are calling to you, if you are seeing this, you may want to work with them. We also have cat, and of course, crow here. And then another owl. So this last card that was pulled for the collective is the wise one. And this is the root of it all. I mean, like I'm tuning in and I'm hearing almost the voices of the grandmothers especially, telling us that it's time to understand that if we just root into our current situation, if we just allow ourselves to grow within our current situation, we don't have to battle. You are in the current situation, you have brought yourself here for a reason. So pause, be grateful, and then allow yourself to grow within it. Not bust past it and, blow up and take on too much and overwhelm yourself, but be here and stretch, grow a little bit within your current situation, a little bit at a time. When you try to barrel ahead, when we are trying to take on the most that we can and do everything all at once, we can't do anything well or with clarity because we're no longer inside our current situation. We've bypassed it, or we're running away from it, or we're trying to leap to the next thing, and that does not serve us. So there is a huge invitation here for all of us collectively to slow down, stop trying to take on the most, grow within your current and present situation, expanding a little bit at a time. Again, the stuff we need to release is really ultimately the stuff of our past where we limited ourselves with outdated beliefs, with stories that other people told us that were really them projecting their own self hatred out at us, their judgment, their inner judgment, their shame, their disappointment in themselves, their fear of abandonment, their wounds. And we took them on, we have taken them on. And it is time to release the wounding, to not allow the wounding to be the factor that we make our choices based on, and to free ourselves, truly free ourselves from the old separation, division, conflict way that we exist, both within and without ourselves. So, that is my collective energy update for this week as we're going into this full moon, as our little immersion group is wrapping up the chrysalis phase and getting ready to emerge as butterflies. That's what's here. If we can transmute collectively these last little bits of shadow and expand a little bit day by day, breathing more into unity, more into love, more into peace, then we can really, really achieve so much together. So take good care of yourselves. I'm sending you so much love.